RJ, the time is nigh. We are finally here. We're finally going to announce the winner of the Emerald City Hockey Fan Mascot Contest. I am super pumped. We got so many great submissions from so many different people. Once again, we've been kind of doing a lot of community engagement type stuff lately, and I'm just gonna say it one more time. Just appreciate this community so much, and how loving and supportive everyone is, and just, yeah, I mean, just we got so many good submissions for this one. RJ, it was so good.
Absolutely. I mean, hard to overstate just how fun this was for us, seeing the submissions rolling in, and getting to talk to each other about them as they came in. Just some really fun conversations here behind the scenes, especially with us not being the judge of this. Really getting to kind of just throw our opinions out there. Super fun.
That is right. We will be going to the great Zoidberg for the winner announcement a little later on. But first, we want to talk about some of these submissions, I think, and give our own takes and just show some off. We did make a top three that we sent Zoidberg's way, for Zoidberg to choose a winner from. But we want to talk about some runner ups too, just because these submissions deserve to be seen and appreciated by everybody. You know.
For sure. All right, so let's get to the first one because I just want to dive right in. This is going to be really fun. And we'll start with Captain Elliott. All right, so you'll throw the picture up on there. Everyone can see him. All right, so meet Captain Elliott. Hailing from Westport, named after Elliott Bay, the good captain has done battle with every sea creature known to man and a few unknown. Saltier than the sea breeze, he stalks the concourse of Climate Pledge Arena. He seeks revenge on the Kraken that took his leg. His eyes aren't dead like I drew them. His beard isn't seamlessly blended with his shirt. And that's the Kraken anchor logo on his cap, for the record. Love that write-in, by the way, from Aborisi, I believe. Captain Elliott, great first submission here. Dylan, thoughts on the captain?
Well, first off, thoughts on your reading. I love the way you just seamlessly went right into the, his eyes
I
aren't
tried
dead.
to do
Don't
it
worry.
justice.
I know.
Because when he's presented to everyone and to the crowd, it's not going to be just read like, "Hey, meet Captain Elliott, hailing from Westport, named after Elliott Bay."
Yeah, no.
They're going to say it like that.
I liked the epic reading of the first part. It was the continuation of the voice and everything through the, just talking about the drawing. But that's all right. I'm gonna roll up my sleeves here.
His eyes aren't dead like I drew them.
There we go. I really like this one, and I really like the backstory. Like that's the aspect of this one that really, I think, ties it together. Similar to what was the name of the pirate you had come up with a year ago when we did this?
Oh, what was the name? I think I just called him the pirate.
Yeah,
I could do better than that.
RJ's the pirate, right? Like working in the Kraken, right? And this person who battles the Kraken, and I really like that because it's just, it pulls off of so much nautical fiction, we'll call it. Is that a genre? But I think it works really well with things. I will say though, is it weird if we have a mascot who fights the team's namesake?
Well, I mean, that's true. He seeks revenge on the Kraken. I mean, you could have the Kraken kind of, I don't know. I don't know.
Right?
My whole idea with my captain was that he's looking for the Kraken but never quite finds him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, to have an adversarial mascot. It's innovative, that's for sure.
Right. And like I said, it works because it's it's a trope, a cliche, whatever you kind of want to call it, but it's one that works. So I appreciate that aspect of this. I think the design looks really good. I like the incorporation of the anchor logo on the hats. I just think it looks really solid. You could totally see this being a mascot. So yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this. The only other thing I'd say, and this comes up for another one later on, is would we want to be the team to bring in the first human mascot?
Yeah, that is something that we covered in our mascot video when we came up with ideas. Now that we've had a year to really think about it, I wouldn't mind it.
I
I
wouldn't
still
either.
think it would be a good idea, and I think it's still something that the team could pull off. It might take an extra kind of year of planning everything. Maybe that's what they're going for. But it is something I think they could do.
Yeah, and is it really the first human mascot when like you got the Vegas Golden Knight guy skating around?
But he's not the mascot.
I
Chance
know.
is the mascot.
I know, but he's like their pseudo mascot who was the mascot before Chance was around. So it's
Well, it paves the way.
exactly. That's why I think it could work, and that's why I'm okay with all the human additions. But yeah, I mean, I just thought this one was super solid. I just love that story so much.
Yeah, no, it's great. So thank you again for that submission. All right, that's Captain Elliott.
Hmm.
So moving on to our next submission, and this is an interesting one with some branding, with some partnership opportunities here.
Hmm.
Everybody, meet Tide, and you can see the big meet Tide in the
Yeah.
text. I like that. You see Tide here, and I'll read the little description here. The mascot with the least amount of stains has arrived. Tide is a wave creature that also has great smelling clothes. Not only is she changing the stain game, she will also be the first ever female mascot in NHL history, serving up toxic Tide Pods to the opponents. What a superpower there.
Where do we even start with this? First off, I like the idea, I guess, of bringing in a corporate sponsor for the mascot, and by that I mean I hate that idea. Um,
But I mean, come on, it wouldn't be the least Kraken thing to
it
do.
wouldn't be the least Kraken thing to do, but I like that they stuck with the theme of the corporate sponsor by making like the largest thing on this graphic just the meat tide. Like, don't pay attention to the mascot design. Just you know what I mean. Like I feel like that's a very marketing thing to do. Is just to make
Peter.
all the
Yep.
excitement about meeting tide. Um, Otherwise, I mean, the design works, right? Like it's a wave creature,
Hmm.
kind of
It
dolphin
gives you some
esque.
artistic liberty there. A wave creature,
Yeah,
you can kind of make that whatever you want.
yeah. I mean, I like the idea of like a dolphin or something like that with legs. I don't know.
Yeah, with the legs. Although, yeah, exactly. If it's a sea creature, I don't know how I feel about one, the legs, and two, the hair.
Okay, yes, there's the hair aspect. I didn't.
When are we going to talk about the
I
hair?
was gonna say I don't know how much I can talk about the hair, given that that is my hair.
You know what? Maybe. By the way, the submission was from Johnny Chaz. I got to be better about saying the names. Who's this is coming from? Maybe Johnny was thinking about your hair, had your hair in mind.
Yeah, I mean potentially. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
I guess so, or maybe a Tanev thing with the hair and those
Yes.
eyes.
Yep, exactly. I think that's probably more so what it is. So yeah, I mean, I like the idea of bringing in another sea creature. I like the first female mascot angle. I think that's really fun. I like I'm not sure I'm a fan of the idea of bringing in the first female mascot, but also by the way, it's the first like corporate sponsored mascot too.
Yeah, I think that's maybe a first you shouldn't be all that eager to get into.
It's real mixed messaging there.
And you can't hide it either. The mascot's name is literally the brand.
Yes. I want to know if Johnny knows people at Tide like this could actually happen.
Yeah, can you set this up?
Yeah. I
I don't
will
know.
I'll also say this as kind of my last thought on Tide here. She's the most NFT ready looking of these mascots and we know the Kraken are into that, so maybe that's what's up.
That's true. I suppose we should, judge all these for NFT readiness because that might be a criteria.
Oh man. That
All
that
right, this
one's
is great so
that
far.
one's so much fun.
All right, we're two submissions in. I'm absolutely loving this. Let's move on to the next runner-up. This one here from Hockey Mom, and the mascot's name is H2O. So I'm gonna skip the whole intense reading for this one because I feel like the description it just doesn't have that kind of vibe. So any mascot should look approachable to young fans. This cute unisex mascot's head and body characterizes the importance of water and the ice cap to our planet. Water is Kraken's home, and water frozen allows us all to play ice hockey.
I mean, that's all good stuff. I mean, I guess I'll say the same thing again. Do we want a human mascot? That's the first
Hmm.
one. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of like opportunities to teach, science with this with H2O, right? You can talk all about that stuff. It fits in with the climate pledge as you're talking about the ice caps and all of those aspects of it. So like I feel like this is a mascot that you could do programs and have materials for that would scale to different ages of children in that regard.
Right.
And I think that that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you could really lean into the educational aspect. I like this submission too because it is a different thing than any of the other submissions that we're seeing. Something where it's really leaning into that climate aspect, the
Mhm.
educational aspect. You could see a function for this mascot beyond what most teams
Right.
will use a mascot for, and so it's very true to that, and I like that. As far as the actual design, interesting with the pants with the Kraken logo and like the word mark along one of the sides of them.
Mhm.
The little Seattle up top. I like the creativity of kind of almost like pasting the Kraken things, even putting the Kraken logo on the kids' shirts.
Yes.
The kid's shirt, no, that's really cool. Um,
Uh,
let's
I,
see what
I
else.
was gonna I was
Yeah.
gonna say this though, because we're talking about the educational aspects and stuff. Do you think that some of that goes away if you're using the mascot in, because all mascots they go through like they do goofy stuff or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like we've seen, Sharky get stuck dangling hundreds of feet above the ice. We've seen Wild Wing catch on fire. They do stuff like that. Do you think some of the like educationalness or the, the respect angle that kids would have towards this like teaching figure goes away once that first mascot snafu happens?
Hmm. That's an interesting question. Because yeah, okay. Do I want to learn all these science facts from this mascot that I just saw dangling from the rafters, unable to get out for an hour and a half? Maybe they don't know what exactly they're talking about. It's interesting, but part of me thinks that the kids might respect it more. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think of children's programming, and sometimes they love when whoever just does wacky
that's
things,
true.
and
Yes,
and then they.
if they
Go ahead.
play into it, if the mascot plays into it, that would, yeah, I think it would certainly
Yeah.
work. I
It's a
think you'd have that there.
challenge, but I think there's some upside there.
Yeah, no, I like this mascot. I think they're good.
Yep, agreed. All right. So Dylan,
Yes.
on to the final of the runners up. And this one I have to say, I think would be the winner, the outright winner, and it's not even close. If you were the judge.
Yeah.
So someone was going for your vote here. And we have this submission from Brittany. And just take a look at this. Max Talbot. Description. It's literally just Max Talbot.
I mean,
So Dylan, tell me why this is 5 stars, 10 out of 10. Why should Max Talbot be the mascot?
because I mean, first off, I think those two pictures are like the perfect two Max Talbot pictures too, right? Like they're just
Yep.
fantastic, representing the two goals he scored in that game. Was it game 7, right? For when
I think it was,
in
yeah, the cup
09.
clinching game.
Yeah, it was the cup clinching game. I couldn't remember if it was game 7 in 09 for the Penguins to win that year. Yeah, he's just such a fun, lighthearted dude that is just he's always joking, he's always happy, he's always involved. He always was engaged with all the charity stuff that the Penguins were doing. He was always involved with stuff having to deal with kids. He's great with kids. That's absolutely a quality a mascot needs. If you're ever going up against Gritty, I feel like this is the kind of guy you'd want in a battle like that,
Yep.
is someone with some experience going up against the Flyers. Yeah, I just think that this one's absolutely perfect, and you're right. It's a good thing we have the impartial Zoidberg deciding everything, because otherwise, this would have finished a lot higher.
Exactly. I think there might have been a bit of backlash toward the winner selection had you just chosen Max Talbot unilaterally, which I could certainly see you doing. As great of a mascot as Max Talbot would be, I like you pointing out the Gritty there,
Yeah,
and having a prolific Pittsburgh Penguin is certainly a good way to counter Gritty.
Yeah, and we've been I brought it up a couple times, right? Do we want to have the first like human in quotes mascot? Here we have the first human mascot.
Yes, you can't argue with that. Um, as superhuman as he may have looked in that game 7 and such, yeah, he's definitely human. But I think he could pull that off. He's been human every day of his life.
Right. And
He could make it work.
once Striatic's Jared McCann cloning technology takes off, you could keep you'll have a Max Talbot around forever. You could have multiples of them, have them doing different events around the city. It'd be awesome.
That's a good idea. Sometimes you need the mascot to be 2 places at once. Just clone him.
Yeah, exactly. It's much easier than just having 2 costumes. We all know that.
Yeah, well, you have to keep the integrity. Make sure it's the same person literally twice.
Exactly.
You can't just have 2 different people inside a costume.
Yeah, no, and he'd be great in car commercials, local car dealership commercials. For anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, just look up the old Penguins car commercial with Max Talbot thinking he's getting a great deal because he's, the star Max Talbot. It's fantastic.
Exactly. Okay, so now we're on to the finalists. And as you've seen, we've had some great submissions so far. So to be a finalist in this contest, really saying something here. We've got some great submissions. We have 3 finalists for you that Zoidberg will judge the winner from. And we will start with a submission from Striatic. And this mascot's name is Grunge. So as you can
Yes.
see, Grunge is a juvenile bridge troll. Home, Climate Pledge Arena. Pronouns, she, her. Likes, I don't know, Pearl Jam. Dislikes, the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, let's go.
That's pretty sweet. All right. So here's the backstory. Let's get into it. Grunge is a juvenile troll from the same species as the locally famous Fremont troll in Seattle. She wears flannel and ripped jeans and a wallet chain in an often inaccurate and always obnoxious pastiche of grunge culture that everybody will hate.
What a way to sell your mascot.
Yes, love it. Okay. Grunge drives around the ice in a golf cart fashioned to look like a 1960s VW bug. The VW shoots pyro out the back, like an obnoxious amount of pyro, as depicted in this drawing.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what all mascots need right here.
Yep. Grunge's theme song is She's Grunge, sung to the tune of Lump by beloved Seattle band, the Presidents of the United States of America. You want to give us the rendition, Dylan?
I was going to say, she's grunge, she's grunge, she's grunge, she's in my head. And then like the guitar
Perfect.
lick
Well
there.
done.
Yeah.
Yep. Grunge's signature move when posing for photos with kids is to start headbanging and encouraging the kids to headbang with her. How awesome is that?
And now I'm the mascot.
I think that's something that kids could totally get into. All right, Dylan, thoughts on Grunge?
Okay, so I obviously really, really enjoy Grunge. I think she'd be perfect for something like this. And I think that the design perfectly like walks that line between like fun, cool things and the like kind of uncool things that organizations do when determining mascots because they go kind of overboard and cliche, right? Like and I think Striatic was even hinting at that in the description here with things. But I don't mind like playing into the whole grunge thing. That's what like, everybody knows Seattle for anyway. I think it fits. I like, incorporating then a lesser known Seattle based thing in the Fremont Troll. Like I think that works. I think the design works, and then I just love this whole golf cart bug idea with the pyro. I mean, you get twice the opportunities for mascot follies, RJ. You've got pyro and a vehicle.
I know those are 2 of the boxes that those mascots check when you're looking for funny things that go wrong, but it would be so fun. I love this idea. I love kind of the lore behind it, incorporating the Fremont Troll in Seattle. It just all kind of makes sense. Yeah, it's great having a theme song
Yes.
too. I mean, like, just really all angles of this are covered. It's something we've seen from other ones, like the first female mascot. That's cool.
Hmm.
Dislikes the Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, just every little angle of this has been covered. I think Grunge is just ready to go to be the Kraken mascot.
For sure. I think, yeah. I mean, all three of these finalists are great, but this one's really, really good.
Yep, agreed. All right, moving on to the next finalist. From Absurdly Sane, we have Hilo. So Hilo is the northern dwelling cousin of Coachella Valley's Fuego. He is an ice bird. I like the description there. And you get this kind of nice symmetry. So we've
Yes.
seen for a couple weeks already, Fuego, as the Coachella Valley Firebirds mascot, has been stepping into some NHL level
Yeah.
duties for the Kraken. So it's really a mascot that the Kraken have embraced. And then you get the whole fire and ice thing with Hilo.
Right. I think it works perfectly. I think then you get to, because as far as I know, Fuego doesn't really have a like origin story either. So you can have like, you can create like a joint origin for both of them. Like that's really dope. You could make like a little kids book or something, right? I think that's a unique opportunity that no other team has, where you have that with your AHL mascot and your NHL mascot. I think the design works. We know this design works. We see it with Fuego right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just change some colors around, change some fire to ice. I think that all works. Like I just think this is a super, super solid design. Like there's just nothing like that you could tweak about it even, right? Like it's ready to go.
Exactly. And if I had to kind of pitch any one of these to a team, to an actual NHL team, in the hopes that it would get approved and that they would run with it, I think Hilo might have the best chance.
Oh yeah, you walk into Kraken offices right now, stick this down on their desk. I mean, or realistically, if you do this a year ago, guess what their mascot
Yep,
is? It's this.
exactly. Yep, could have saved us a year of wondering here. If Absurdly Sane had just snuck into the Kraken team offices, plopped this down on their table, taken the guesswork out of it.
Yeah, so this one definitely, in my opinion, wins the award for like most ready to go, most plug and play. I don't know what you want to call it,
Hmm.
but yeah, really, really good
Yeah,
design.
agreed. All right, so we're seeing some different things here from even the finalists, which I love.
Hmm.
And moving on to the last of the three finalists, it is Seymour Sea Monster.
Hmm.
So take a look at this. Seymour Sea Monster, a three-eyed octopus slash jellyfish slash mollusk slash kaiju. Sorry, tongue twister here. Not a kraken, but kraken adjacent. Meant to be weird but friendly and covered in tentacles as a human suit form and cute baby Yoda vibes as a plush toy to
Hmm.
help indoctrinate the youth. That's my favorite line of this thing.
Yes.
Uh, color could be more similar to the red the Kraken use rather than orange. So this submission from Gilgamesh, it's just a cool looking mascot, right?
Yeah, it is. Like it's absolutely incredible. I do like the plush angles. I mean, a lot of these would work as plushes, right? Like it would be pretty easy to translate, but I feel like this is one that people, especially kids, would really fall in love with. But let's be real, like we'd all have them. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
for sure.
all Kraken fans would have one of these. It would just be like part of the starter pack of being a Kraken fan would be to have one of these Seymour plushes. So I really like that from like a marketing merchandising angle. I feel like this one's kind of gets that award.
Agreed. We would both have a Seymour plush in the background here of
Yeah.
our set. 100%. They would sell like crazy, which we know the Kraken are already good at that. Given the jersey sales and everything. And I think I like that Gilgamesh pointed out helping indoctrinate the youth, because that really is the primary purpose of a mascot, is getting the kids involved. The cute baby Yoda vibes. You can see it
Hmm.
immediately, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
And
Go for it.
yeah, no, and just getting the kids involved, I think they're gonna like that. It's something you can give to even a very young child at,
Hmm.
at peak indoctrination age. Just give it to your toddler. They're gonna love it and fall in love with the Kraken right away.
Agreed. And we talked about this last year when I did mine, kind of similar one of my ideas in Sigmund the Sea Monster, the children's show character from so long ago. But we talked about the idea of like being like a real costume, right? And kind of similar thing here. Would definitely require a handler to go along with them, just because probably not gonna have arms. Like there'd be tentacles, but it seems like this might be more of like just a one-piece form walking around. So that's really my only concern, is about the ability to, like, because we want a mascot that can run down the stairs and go to the glass or something, right? And I feel like this design might make that a little harder to do, and to just be as mobile around the arena.
Yeah, you'd have to be creative with it. And it's tough to toe the line between something that makes a really good little plush toy versus something that, you know, you could put a human in a suit where it still looks that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, and one I'd still like, you know, would have some confidence you could do it right. Now, Dylan, one more thing, because you did propose, it was Sigmund Sea Monster.
Sigmund, yes.
Is this one missing that little tooth? Would it be better with the tooth?
Everything's better with a little tooth. It's so cute. But I mean, still, this design is so good. It's just rock solid in lots of ways. I totally think it would play. We already talked about the merchandising angle, but just like having this, even if it can't necessarily roam the concourse and do all that kind of stuff, if Seymour was just like at a dedicated photo op, you know, place in the arena, like that thing would always have a line. You know what I mean?
Put one of those in the main concourse. It's got a line, you know, just as long as the line to the team store. Like there are going to be lots of people who want to take a photo with Seymour.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then, you know, you have them kick off every game up on the, is there a name for that kind of crow's nesty thing at Climate Play?
I feel like there is. I just can't remember it right now.
I know. It's been a while. We need the season to start
it has.
Again. But yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like kick off every game up there, then make their way down to take pictures with people. Like I think it would work really well.
Yep, agreed. All right, so those are the 3 finalists. All excellent submissions. I'm kind of glad that we don't have to choose one, really. I'm glad this is out of our hands because it would just be too difficult for me to pick. So Zoidberg definitely has his work cut out for him, and we'll see which one he picks. So Zoidberg, you want to help us out?
Casual hello, it's me, Zoidberg, act naturally. My first mission, I'm so excited. Let's take a look-see. Now there's a bird involved. Did someone say something about a free hot meal? I'm in love! Oh, I don't know. This is very difficult. Congratulations!
There we go, Grunge, winner of the Emerald City Hockey mascot contest. I think it's a very worthy winner, RJ. We were talking about Grunge a lot, right? There's just so many fun angles with Grunge. She brings in that, you know, well, obviously the grunge aspect of things. There's lots of nice references to Seattle in there. There's lots of fun stuff going on. The fact that you get the golf cart included, spitting flames out the back, like, I think Zoidberg made a good call here.
Agreed. And when does Zoidberg not make a good call, to be honest? I could think of a few times in the show that maybe he doesn't make a good call, but I think he got this one right for sure. And I mean, who better trust, you know, with this decision than basically the de facto mascot of the Kraken already. So big thank you to Zoidberg for picking a winner for us, and I'm pleased that it is Grunge. And congrats to Striatic. Excellent submission. Well done. She's Grunge.
She's Grunge. That's all we can say. It's absolutely fantastic. Yes, congratulations, Strata. Congratulations, Grunge. We'll see if we see Grunge in a month and a half here, maybe. Who knows?
Yep, you know the rules. Kraken, you have to make it happen now.
Let's
Grunge is the people's winner.
Let's go. We can make this happen. Yeah, just it's fantastic. Very worthy winner there. And once again, thanks to everybody who submitted to this. We had such a fun time going through all the submissions. Had a fun time recording this video. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope everybody enjoyed seeing all these mascots and everything. Let us know your thoughts about Grunge in the comment section down below. I got to think a lot of people will be excited about this one. And yeah, I just can't wait to get to the season now, RJ. Just got to get there.
I know. We're almost there. And hopefully we'll get a mascot very soon. We've done as much as we can to help the team out. Come on, Kraken. Make it happen and make it Grunge.
I was going to say, we have given over 10 mascot options now between the 2 videos we've done. No excuses, Kraken. Let's go. And in the meantime, everybody, just rock out. She's Grunge.